Something absolutely insane just detonated in the hip-hop universe. And trust me, this makes the Kardashians look like they run a daycare center for emotionally stable adults. Because out of nowhere, Lil Baby has officially fired back at Chrisean Rock. And the way he clapped back, it's got the whole internet screaming like someone unplugged the Wi-Fi in the middle of a Netflix binge. But before anyone could even process the smoke, the real chaos dropped. Blueface just unleashed a DNA nuke so big it could power Zeus network for 5 seasons straight. And suddenly, every rumor, every sub, every messy livestream meltdown just got thrown into a blender of pure madness. You ever watch drama unfold so fast you feel like you need a seatbelt? Yeah, this is one of those. 1 minute everyone's arguing about whether Chrisean said too much. And the next minute, Lil Baby steps in like, "Hold my microphone, I'm about to make this situation go platinum." And then BAM Blueface drops his surprise, and the internet collapses like it saw a ghost holding the Maury envelope. Stay right here, because what happens next is the kind of chaos you only hear whispered in back rooms at 3 a.m. From the very first ripple of this mess, people knew something catastrophic was brewing. It all started with Chrisean Rock doing what she does best, jumping online with the raw confidence of someone who misplaced the think before speaking manual. She tossed Lil Baby's name into the mix like it was seasoning for her chaos too. And instantly, the internet lit up like someone plugged a toaster into a swimming pool. People were scrambling, guessing, panicking, already imagining Lil Baby pacing around like, "Why am I in this drama when I didn't even clock in today?" Suddenly, narratives started forming faster than Chrisean switches moods on live. Clips were flying, fan pages were dissecting every syllable, and conspiracy theories were climbing out of the shadows like they were auditioning for a Zeus network spin-off. The whole tone felt like a prequel to a meltdown, the kind where even the bystanders need therapy. Chrisean tossing Lil Baby's name into her story was like throwing a chicken wing into a lion cage and hoping the animals politely decline. Spoiler alert, they didn't. But the real ignition point came when fans started tagging Lil Baby nonstop, begging him to respond like he was supposed to jump in and referee the circus. People wanted him to confirm, deny, or at least pretend he knew what she was talking about. Instead, Lil Baby was somewhere minding his business, probably counting money or ignoring texts, but the pressure built anyway. Every hour that passed without a response only fueled the digital wildfire. Suddenly, everyone became a detective with Wi-Fi and too much free time. And then, boom. Lil Baby finally broke his silence in the most Lil Baby way possible. No dramatic meltdown, no 10-part rant, no emotional roller coaster, just a few blunt words posted like he was flicking lint off his shirt. And those words, they cut through the chaos like a chainsaw through a cardboard box. The internet froze. People stared at their screens like they just accidentally opened the front camera. That tiny clapback sent shockwaves because it was the first time someone in this mess stopped playing defense and actually fired back. The reaction was instant carnage. Fan pages started flooding timelines with glorified Lil Baby versus Chrisean Rock graphics like it was a boxing match nobody purchased, but everyone still watched illegally. Comment sections turned into war zones full of memes, outrage, and confusion. Some people backed Lil Baby like he was a national hero, while others acted like Chrisean had just exposed a global conspiracy. It was dramatic, unhinged, and absolutely delicious for anyone bored enough to follow every update. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock saw the response and did exactly what everyone expected. Pretended she didn't care. Cared a lot, acted unbothered, got bothered again. Then pretended it was no big deal. It was a full emotional workout, and the internet had front row seats. Her comments went from "I'm chilling" to "Why? Y'all dragging this faster?" Then a toxic relationship goes from "we done" to "come." Outside, people could practically see the steam rising through the phone screen. But behind all this noise, there was a darker, heavier tension building, the Blueface factor. Because Blueface doesn't just show up to drama. He arrives with confetti cannons, a megaphone, and paperwork. And for weeks, rumors had been swirling about this mysterious DNA situation like it was the final level of a video game no one could beat. People whispered, speculated, and argued about what Blueface was hiding. Every time he tweeted something cryptic, TikTok detectives started editing videos like they were FBI agents decoding national security leaks. So when Lil Baby finally clapped back, Blueface must have seen it as the perfect moment to hijack the internet. He's the kind of guy who sees a fire and thinks, let me add gasoline and a couple fireworks. And the wild part is, fans predicted it. Everyone knew he couldn't resist jumping in, especially not when Chrisean was involved. But no one expected the scale of what came next. No one expected the entire storyline to pivot like a cheap plot twist on a reality show. Because while Chrisean was going through her live streaming theatrics and Lil Baby was dropping icy responses, Blueface was quietly preparing his own bomb. Not a tiny explosion, not a messy rant, an actual DNA nuke. Something big enough to freeze comment sections mid-sentence. Something that made fans stop arguing and start clutching their imaginary pearls. The suspense was so thick you could slice it with a dull butter knife. And then, he dropped it. A screenshot. A test. A result. A piece of evidence so dramatic people had to zoom in 10 times just to comprehend what they were seeing. It wasn't even clear what the document proved, but the internet does not require clarity to lose its collective sanity. Blueface could have posted a receipt from Target, and people would have still screamed the truth is out. But this had numbers, labels, possible percentages, and enough scientific-looking text to convince half the population he just solved a national crisis. Within moments, everything flipped. The conversation shifted from why did Chrisean mention Lil Baby to what does this DNA mean? Theories erupted like popcorn kernels in hot oil. Some people swore the results confirmed everything. Others insisted it debunked the rumors completely. A third group didn't know what it meant, but reposted it anyway because chaos pays the bills. And while everyone argued, Blueface acted like he just saved humanity, dropping captions so smug you could practically hear the smirk through the screen. At this point, the drama was no longer about Lil Baby's clapback. It had mutated into a three-headed hydra of madness. Chrisean looked shocked. Lil Baby pretended not to care anymore. Blueface acted like Maury Povich with Wi-Fi. It was a carnival of egos, secrets, and wild storytelling, the kind of plotline you'd think was scripted if real life hadn't already proved it's wilder than fiction. But the part that truly sent the internet into cardiac arrest was the timing. Blueface dropped a DNA bomb literally minutes after Lil Baby responded. That's not coincidence. That's strategy. That's chaotic precision. That's villain-level timing. It felt like he was waiting in the shadows, holding the envelope, whispering, "Release me." It was the type of timing that makes conspiracy theorists lose sleep and regular people curl up with popcorn. The aftermath was explosive. Chrisean tried to reclaim the narrative, but every time she opened her mouth, a new meme dropped. Lil Baby tried to go back to being unbothered, but fans kept dragging him back into the ring like he was the main character of a drama he never auditioned for. Meanwhile, Blueface stood on digital rooftops, yelling victory slogans and daring anyone to challenge him. And yet, beneath all the chaos, one thing was clear. This wasn't just drama. This was the prelude to a meltdown. The kind of meltdown so catastrophic it becomes culture. The kind people reference years later like, remember when the DNA bomb dropped? Every new update felt like a countdown to something even bigger lurking in the shadows. And trust me, what came after this only made things wilder, darker, and 10 times more unhinged the moment Blueface's DNA bomb hit the timeline. The entire internet turned into a live crime scene. People were sprinting to their phones like emergency alarms were blaring. It felt like someone dropped the last piece of gossip in the universe and the public had one job: investigate like their rent depended on it. Comment sections turned into national debate forums. And suddenly everyone became a genetic expert even though half of them still can't solve basic math without a calculator. Within minutes, memes were everywhere. One showed Blueface holding the DNA results like it was the 10 Commandments. Another edited Lil Baby into a courtroom yelling, "Your Honor." I wasn't even there. Someone else posted Chrisean staring at a Maury envelope like she just remembered an unpaid bill from 2018. It was pure digital chaos, the kind where no one knows what's real. But everyone is committed to acting like they have a PhD in the drama and the celebrity reactions. They started rolling in like unpaid cameos. Rappers, influencers, YouTubers, even washed-up reality stars crawled out of retirement just to throw in their 2 cents. One influencer posted, "Not the DNA dropping right after Lil Baby clapped back. This season crazy." Another tweeted, "Chrisean better log off before she ends up in another storyline she didn't plan for." Everyone wanted to be part of the conversation because nothing boosts engagement like a scandal involving names big enough to break the algorithm. TikTok went absolutely feral. People stitched videos with dramatized reenactments, slow-mo edits, and conspiracy breakdowns. Someone even made a whole PowerPoint presentation explaining the timing of the clapback and the DNA results, as if they were preparing for a TED Talk on celebrity chaos theory. Another TikToker said, "Blueface dropping DNA on the same day Lil Baby responds? That's supervillain scheduling." He woke up and chose blockbuster energy. And honestly, they weren't wrong. The wildest part was how fans divided into camps like it was a Marvel vs. DC crossover event. One group fully supported Lil Baby, ranting that he shouldn't be dragged into this circus at all. Another group defended Chrisean, insisting she was just speaking her truth, even though her truth changes more often than her Wi-Fi connection. And then there was the cult-like third group riding for Blueface, convinced he just solved a national mystery. They acted like the DNA bomb was the plot twist the world needed and Blueface was some misunderstood genius with a lab coat. Meanwhile, Chrisean's reaction was the biggest plot twist of all, because she pretended she was totally calm. You could practically hear her saying, "I ain't stressed," while her phone shook like a washing machine on turbo mode. She posted little subliminals, then deleted them, then pretended they never existed. It was like watching someone try to hide a meltdown behind a Snapchat filter. The internet wasn't fooled for a second. Lil Baby, on the other hand, pulled a full above this comeback. He posted something that basically said, "Stop playing with my name," but in that smooth Lil Baby tone that somehow sounds calm and dangerous at the same time. The fans ate it up like it was gospel. They treated his clapback like it was a law passed by Congress. Everything he said was turned into motivational quotes by weird fan pages that make collages using pictures they don't own. But Blueface wasn't done. Because of course he wasn't. After all, drama is his cardio. He doubled down with captions that read like he was narrating a documentary no one asked for. "Truth don't need permission," he wrote, clearly enjoying every second of the storm he created. He acted like he was doing the world a favor, even though people were splitting headaches trying to figure out the actual meaning of the DNA numbers. If confusion had a sponsor, Blueface was the brand ambassador. Then came the leaks, the voice notes, the screenshots, the alleged demons that may or may not have been real. But the internet ate them up like they were Michelin star drama. Suddenly, everyone had exclusive evidence, even though half of it looked like it was edited on a phone with a cracked screen. But no one cared about authenticity. They cared about entertainment. And this scandal delivered it like Uber Eats. The funniest part? Regular people were fighting like their lives depended on defending strangers they've never met. Entire friendships were destroyed because someone chose Team Blueface while the other friend supported Team Chrisean. Someone tweeted, "This DNA drama ruined a brunch date." Another said, "My sister ain't speaking to me cause I told her Lil Baby is innocent." And honestly, this is exactly how celebrity chaos is supposed to operate, causing unnecessary real-life breakdowns among people who weren't even part of the storyline. While all this was happening, gossip pages rejoiced like it was Christmas morning. They posted updates every 6 minutes, even if nothing new happened. They uploaded the same screenshot 12 times with captions like, "Y'all ready for part 72?" Fans kept refreshing their feeds like they were waiting for a stimulus check. Every little update felt like the next chapter of a drama series with no writer's strike to slow it down. And then, as if things weren't chaotic enough, a random rapper jumped in claiming he knew the real story. He didn't, but he said it anyway, because attention is a free drug. His comment section roasted him so bad he deleted the post within an hour. People told him, "Sit this one out, bro. Nobody invited you." The internet has never been united on anything, but they were united on that. At this point, the scandal mutated into a full-scale cultural event. It had memes, theories, celebrity reactions, leaked screenshots, fake receipts, emotional breakdowns, and enough subliminals to power 10 mixtapes. The timeline was more chaotic than a group chat during a breakup. And everyone wanted to know one thing: what happens next? How does a situation this insane escalate further? Who will be the next person sucked into the hurricane? And that's when the real twist came, the one no one saw coming. Fans started noticing the timestamps didn't line up. They zoomed in, slowed videos down, and compared uploads like they were investigating classified government files. Some claimed the DNA post wasn't new. Others said the clapback wasn't directed at Chrisean at all. A few insisted the entire drama was orchestrated. Suddenly, even the truth became a conspiracy. The scandal had left reality behind and entered its own cinematic universe. But the latest theory: the timing wasn't accidental. People swore Blueface waited for Lil Baby to respond before dropping the DNA bomb. They claimed it was strategic, calculated, maybe even premeditated. This man dropped a nuke like he scheduled it on Google Calendar, one person tweeted. Another said, "Blueface is the Thanos of drama, always arriving with perfect timing." And honestly, they were not lying. The tension built hour by hour until the internet felt like a pressure cooker seconds from exploding. Everyone kept refreshing, waiting for the next move. Chrisean looked emotional. Lil Baby looked annoyed. Blueface looked thrilled. The story wasn't dying. It was mutating, growing, spiraling into something even more chaotic than anyone predicted. And the next wave. The aftermath, the part nobody was prepared for. The morning after the DNA bomb dropped, the internet woke up like it had a collective emotional hangover. Timelines were still smoking, group chats were still arguing, and fan pages were still posting half-baked theories like unpaid interns on an espresso drip. Everyone wanted answers, but the only thing the public got was more confusion. The scandal was no longer a story, it had become an ecosystem, feeding on attention and growing stronger with every repost. Chrisean's name shot back into trending again before she even opened her eyes. People were waiting to see if she'd clap back, cry, scream, deny, or drop another cryptic message. Instead, she logged on and tried to play it cool with something like, "Y'all do too much," which only made the internet do even more. Every time she pretended to be unfazed, someone leaked another clip or screenshot that made her look the opposite of calm. It felt like watching someone try to put out a forest fire with a water bottle. Lil Baby's situation took a different turn entirely. He went quiet, the kind of quiet celebrities use when their publicist snatches their phone away. His fans claimed he was being mature, while others said he was strategizing. But deep down, everyone knew he was just tired of being dragged into a storyline that had nothing to do with him. The jokes got louder, the memes got messier, and somehow every conversation still circled back to his one calm clapback. But Blueface. Oh, Blueface was thriving. He was online like he had won a championship. He reposted reactions, dropped more subliminals, and acted like the internet just crowned him mayor of the drama district. The DNA reveal became his new personality. He was milking it like he had a sponsorship deal with Chaos. Every tweet he sent out created another shockwave. He wasn't just part of the story. At this point, he was the story, and the consequences started piling up fast. Fans turned into judges, analysts, investigators, therapists, and prosecutors all at once. Everyone had an opinion, even people who didn't know who the celebrities were. Churches, barber shops, and hair salons became unofficial debate hubs. Someone said their grandma asked them, "What's this baby mama DNA thing y'all keep talking about?" That's when you know the drama reached levels it wasn't supposed to reach. Public perception shifted like a seesaw. One moment people sided with Chrisean for being too real, and the next moment they dragged her for being too chaotic. Some defended Lil Baby, saying he should sue for emotional damages. Others insisted Blueface finally proved what needed to be proven, even though no one fully understood what that was. The drama wasn't about facts anymore. It was about vibes, and the vibes were volcanic. Meanwhile, blogs and gossip channels sank their teeth into the situation like lions discovering an injured zebra. They posted updates every time someone blinked too aggressively. Headlines read like scripted telenovela episodes. Sources claim Chrisean called Blueface after DNA leak. Lil Baby seen leaving studio looking focused. Blueface laughs off backlash, drops cryptic emoji, and people ate it up. The more ridiculous the headline, the more engagement it got. But the real consequences started when the industry reacted. A few rappers tweeted warnings about messy energy. Some producers unfollowed certain accounts. PR managers started drafting emergency statements in case their clients were next to get dragged into the storyline. It didn't matter if the scandal was real. The perception alone was dangerous. In a world where public image is currency, this saga was burning money faster than a gambler in Vegas. Chrisean's team tried damage control, but the internet doesn't negotiate with chaos. Every attempt to redirect the narrative got swallowed by new memes. One viral post joked, "Chrisean trying to clean up her reputation like it's a browser history." Another said, "Blueface treating this DNA drop like a mixtape rollout." No one was taking anything seriously, except the people actually involved. And even they couldn't fully manage the fallout. Lil Baby's camp tried to bury the story under new music previews and subtle flexes, but it didn't matter. Every comment section turned into the same joke. Bro said he wasn't involved, but the drama involved him. He couldn't breathe without someone asking for an update. Fans literally turned his silence into a storyline of its own. People speculated about his mental state like they were diagnosing a fictional character. Yet Blueface remained the catalyst. He kept hinting that he had more information, which was basically a polite way of saying, "Don't go anywhere. The next episode drops soon." Whether it was true or not didn't matter, people were hooked. They waited like fans of a messy reality show praying for a reunion episode. At this point, whatever he was planning next was guaranteed to break the internet again. But the emotional toll finally started showing. Chrisean posted something that felt like a mixture of sadness, frustration, and unfiltered exhaustion. Fans debated whether she was genuinely hurt or performing for attention. People argued about who was right and who was wrong, forgetting that none of them even lived within 10 miles of the drama. The entire discourse turned into a psychological maze with no exit sign. Then came the unexpected twist, the part that shifted everything. Someone from behind the scenes spoke up, claiming that the situation wasn't what it seemed. They said the DNA reveal wasn't as straightforward as fans believed. They claimed certain details were missing. They hinted that the public didn't have the full story. Instantly, TikTok detectives launched into season 2 of their investigative careers. People freeze-framed screenshots, analyzed timestamps, and made charts that looked like they belonged in a true crime documentary. Even celebrities who usually stayed quiet during online mess started reacting. One rapper posted, "Y'all better stop treating this like Maury fan fiction." Another said, "This ain't none of my business, but I'm tuned in." It was the closest thing to unity the internet had seen in years, everyone agreeing that the drama was too entertaining to ignore. Even if the details made zero logical sense. And then things got eerily calm. Not normal calm. Suspicious calm. Like the silence you hear in movies right before the monster jumps out. The posts slowed down. The rants paused. Even the memes went quiet. People could feel another twist loading in the background. The entire internet was collectively holding its breath, waiting for the next unpredictable explosion. But instead of another bomb, what dropped was clarity, brutal, sharp, piercing clarity. Fans realized the situation wasn't just messy because of the drama itself. It was messy because every person involved was messy in their own personalized way. This wasn't a love triangle or a scandal or a rivalry. It was a chaotic storm of egos, emotions, insecurities, miscommunications, and impulsive decisions. And somehow, the public became the audience, the critics, and the referees that in the end, the reputations of all three were bruised, shifted, or reshaped. Chrisean looked vulnerable. Lil Baby looked annoyed. Blueface looked victorious but delusional. And the internet looked satisfied, because nothing fuels digital culture more than a scandal that nobody can fully explain. But the biggest silent truth lingering under all of this, the story isn't finished. Not even close. Because scandals like this don't disappear. They mutate. They come back when you least expect them. And from the way everyone reacted, another explosion is already creeping in the shadows. And there you have it, the meltdown nobody asked for but everybody watched like it was the season finale of the world's messiest reality show. If your jaw is still somewhere on the floor, don't worry. That's a perfectly normal side effect of witnessing celebrity chaos at maximum horsepower. This whole situation went from a spark to a wildfire faster than Chrisean can start a live rant. Faster than Blueface can type a subliminal, and definitely faster than Lil Baby can delete comments he never asked for. But listen, if you're still here after surviving this emotional roller coaster, then clearly you were built for chaos, drama, and foolishness of the highest quality. So go ahead and smash that like button like it owes you rent, because the algorithm respects violence. Hit the subscribe button like you're trying to knock some sense into Blueface. And don't forget to drop a comment, tell me whose side you're on, what theory you believe, and how long you think before the next meltdown drops like a surprise album. Because let's be honest, this story is not over. Not even close. These people are allergic to peace. Every time the internet tries to calm down, someone hits post on something they should have deleted 2 drafts ago. And when the next bomb explodes, and it will, you already know exactly where you'll hear about it first. So tap that bell like you're waking up the neighbors. Buckle your seatbelt and keep your snacks ready. Around here, scandals don't sleep, drama doesn't rest, and the truth shows up late but loud. This is where the chaos lives. This is where the secrets leak. This is where the next story is already loading in the shadows.